Hello and welcome back to our weekly video series. On the agenda today is your business value. Now, business valuation can be a complex topic with a lot of moving parts, so we're going to just focus on one element in particular. And the first and fundamental principle of business value is risk versus reward. And everything that impacts the value of a business hinges off this principle. So reward is the financial return that a business will generate, in other words, profits and cash flow. And then risk is the level of risk associated with the generation of the reward. So what is the likelihood of that reward continuing? Now, most businesses in the SME sector are valued under a multiple of EBIT or EBITDA. And so the profit measure, in this case EBITDA of 500k, multiplied by the multiple of 4, gives a business valuation or enterprise value there of $2 million. Now, all business owners, I would expect, are very focused on the reward side of the calculation, the profitability. And very few are focused on the risk side, and that's a problem when it comes time to sell up, because risk is not something that you can fix quickly. So risk is broadly what determines the multiple. High risk gives you a low multiple, low risk, high multiple. So how do you reduce risk in your business and therefore increase your business value? Well, here's a list of the 4 main areas that I'd like to focus on. And first up is people. So if your business is reliant on any key personnel, that's a huge risk. It could be heavily reliant on the owner or the founder, or maybe those in management positions. So ask yourself, do you have a champion team or a team of champions? And what can you do to mitigate the risk of key person dependence, upskilling, cross-training, documentation of processes to remove head knowledge? You need to consider all these things to reduce your people risk. And then next is systems, because well-developed systems and processes will lower your business risk. So where do your systems rank? World class or bottom of the class? It's not about having the brightest, shiniest new systems, but just about having efficient, effective systems that are backed up by solid processes and well-trained people. So perhaps it's time for a systems review, not just to identify opportunities to increase the effectiveness of your business operations, but also to lower the risk that poor systems place on your business. So third, we have suppliers. So how much inherent risk is there in your supply chain? Maybe your business is reliant on 1 or 2 key suppliers, or maybe you import everything from just one global location rather than spreading that risk. So do you have control of your product designs and IP, or are they in your suppliers' hands? Have you even considered how much of your goodwill and IP actually resides with your suppliers rather than in your business? And the last point then is protection, or more specifically IP protection. Perhaps it should have been the first point. And if you want to lower the risk and increase your multiple, your IP must be well protected. Some obvious things here, such as trademarks and patents and registered designs, etc. Do you have them in place? Are they current and up to date? But then some things which aren't so obvious, such as identifying other areas within your business that may be contributing to your IP value. Where is the real value or competitive advantage in your business? Maybe it's knowledge that hasn't been documented, or a proprietary process, your way of doing things. I've seen situations where there's been significant value tied up in something as simple as an Excel costing tool with no thought given to its protection. So what would happen if a team member left and took a bunch of this IP to a competitor? This is a significant risk. How do you guard against it? So reducing risk perhaps sounds a bit of a grey area and not as exciting as increasing profits. But if you focus on reducing the risk in your business, not only will it help increase the value of it, but it will become more profitable in the process. And if you can reduce business risk at the same time as increasing the reward, that's the ideal outcome that you want. So by lowering the risk and increasing the profit, you can end up with an exponential improvement from 2 million in the first example to 7 million in the last. That's a 250% improvement. So I'll leave you with that, but if I've got you thinking about risk in your business, I've achieved my objective today. So rather than just focusing on increasing profits, have a think about reducing risk and the impact that that may have on your business value into the future.